in the Declaration of Independence, it says that when a system of government becomes tyrannical, the people have not just the right, but the duty to change their form of government. Doesn't say anything about waiting for 2 years for the next election. Doesn't say anything about waiting until the next Supreme Court justice retires or passes away. Whenever we have the right and the duty to change it. So I'm glad you guys are going to be looking into that.
Okay, so that's a state representative talking to a room full of conservative activists and telling them, oh, don't worry about this like winning an election thing or peaceful transfer of power, and then you try again in 2 years to get them. No. I'm sick of that, and I also have no faith whatsoever that we can convince the majority of the country to support us, so I'm gonna call them tyrannical, and I guess we start shooting people and we take over that way. I mean, he's not gonna make some of it explicit, but the basic argument is indisputable. We don't need to actually win elections. We have all the justification we need in the Constitution to just take over literally whenever we want. Now, as with virtually every Republican these days, there is a massive gap between, how brave and alpha they feel in their little safe spaces of conservatives they talk to, and once it actually is talked about nationally, oh no, I wasn't saying it. It was either a joke or you're misinterpreting me. And so that's what he's saying. He tweeted, no attempt was made by this fake news outlet to reach me for comment. Activists will learn how to utilize fundamental law to assert their rights as the people when public trustees violate constitutional oaths. It is the lawful maintenance of government, not its overthrow. You know, the overthrow that I'm talking about. We should overthrow the government, but let's not call it that because that sounds bad. It's lawful maintenance to reject the results of an election and start shooting the people you disagree with. Well, anyway, Brett, it's a great demonstration of the cowardice thing that you were talking about earlier on the show.
What tyranny? I know you're mad, but what, like, you have to, like, what tyranny? Explain to me the tyranny. Some people are like, the taxes are too high. It's like, on whom? They're lower than they were when Obama was in office.
Yeah.
For you, like, if you're talking about business taxes, only Kamala Harris wants to cut taxes for most people. Donald Trump doesn't. And also Donald Trump he said he wants to suspend the Constitution. He wants to be a dictator on day one. Like, he has all the trappings of that. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to just do all this stuff myself. When he was in charge, he didn't do, like, I guess, according to your definition, he had the power to that. Why didn't he do that when he was in office? No, it's just so warped. It's so weird, and warped and weird is fine. I love that generally. It's super fun. But when the conclusion of your argument is that we need to essentially take arms, deny reality, like, what are we doing here, buddy?
Yeah.
Like, what community? So bad.
If you, like, playing devil's advocate, what would qualify as tyranny? I don't know, maybe like growing up in a country where for decades and decades you get to decide what happens to your body, and then they change that so that if you were raped by someone, you have to raise that child. That seems kind of tyrannical. What if, like, a guy came in and stripped the citizenship away from, people who were literally born here and became citizens thanks to that? Like, that seems kind of tyrannical. I don't know, talking about the enemy within and locking up the people you disagree with, locking up the media if they criticize you, locking up people who criticize Supreme Court justices. This is not speculation. This is all stuff that he has enthusiastically said on the stage. And it's all stuff that guy apparently has no problem with. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.